I just found one of the coolest AI agent tools that I've ever used, and almost nobody is talking about it. I came across it the other day and I had it doing things that I haven't seen other agents be able to handle easily. So in this video, I'll break down the exact workflows that I've set up with this tool. And by the end, you're going to have the full playbook. You're going to be on the cutting edge of what's possible with AI agents today. The tool is called Tasklet.ai. So I'm going to jump in and show you some real use cases across the board from video generation to SEO to content generation and show you the exact workflows that I've set up for myself. So what makes Tasklet really powerful is its ability to connect to any connection that you want. So that's any MCP, any API. It can connect to it and it does a really good job at actually getting results out of those connections and also stitching things together. So here I made a TikTok video and I was testing out, could I make short form video through Tasklet? So we connected Gemini for Gemini video generation. We also connected Assembly AI for which helps us with timing the captions. So we basically take the transcript that was generated, the audio transcript, and send it to Assembly AI to get the timestamp so we can create captions. That was something that I went back and forth with which you can see captions aren't shown. But because of the memory, like I said, once you get it right, the agent is going to remember how to do it in the future. So I'm going to show you this video that was generated. And this video was generated by asking it to look up a recent interesting medical study and then create a TikTok video with captions.
Scientists just discovered something wild about Alzheimer's. Your brain naturally contains lithium, and when it gets depleted, Alzheimer's risk skyrockets. Harvard found that brain plaques literally steal lithium from your neurons. But here's the breakthrough. A new compound called lithium orotate may actually reverse the disease.
So this was generated completely by the agent. It came up with the script, it generated the videos, it generated the captions, it generated the audio, it stitched it all together. So I was able to do all of this and then give me the result. Now, of course, I could tweak this more and get the videos to be in a specific style or the script to be in a specific style. There's so much more that we could do, but this was generated completely by the agent. So that's just one example. This next one is cool as well. It's also kind of a video generation task. And I think these are some more advanced tasks that other agents might have trouble with. So another thing that's cool about Tasklet is it can install skills. This is an advanced feature, but there's a skill called Remotion. So Remotion is a way to make videos programmatically. And if you install a skill into an agent, so you could do this with Claude Code or Cursor, for example, that's going to give your agent the ability to create videos. Now, if we go to Tasklet, all I did was I said install Remotion skill. So it looked up the Remotion skill file, it installed it into its memory. So now, and that's something that you can do in other ways as well. So like any skill that you want, any agent skill, you can find and install it into the memory. So I asked it to create a short animated video I can use at the beginning of my No Code MBA YouTube videos. So I'll show you the first version and then I'm going to show you the final version after going back and forth with the AI a little bit. So this was the first version, not terrible, but it doesn't match my brand. It doesn't have my logo. But it generated that clip, which is pretty cool. So after a little bit of back and forth, basically I just told it to match the brand and have my logo and gave it some examples. Here's the final result with my logo. So this is something that like I could actually see myself using on this YouTube channel. And this was generated by the agent and just another cool use case. I'm going to show you a few more use cases, including one at the end that involved the AI actually calling my cell phone, which was crazy. But the next one I'm going to talk about is a really useful use case that might seem like a little boring at first, but is actually so useful and literally is going to save me so many hours. It's already saved me a ton of hours just by integrating this. So this is another use case where we are integrating with multiple connections. So there's 3 connections I'm using with this agent. Data for SEO. This is a little bit like SEMrush, for example, or Ahrefs, where you can get search volume data. So they have an API that you can connect to. Google Search Console, this brings in search data from whatever site you have connected to it. So I have No Code MBA's website connected to it. And then Webflow, which is where our No Code MBA website is hosted. So by connecting these 3 tools together, we can do some really, really powerful things. So the first thing I did was have the agent review my Google Search Console, see top performing queries, and some insights about what we could do to improve. So as you can see, it's doing some pretty in-depth research about which articles are getting clicks. For example, the comparison articles are doing well, summary by article. And then I gave it a list of articles and asked it to cross-reference the list with Search Console data to let us know what's ranking well and what's underperforming and what's not ranking, and then what we can do to improve it. So this is where it gets really interesting. Is I asked it to change some of the titles of the article to better match the search volume. So here it did keyword research and gave title results based on the monthly search volume of keywords. This is crazy. This is what saves me so much time. Otherwise, I would probably not even do it. It would just not be worth it. It would take so much time to do. So it's giving me some recommended title changes. So high priority, etc., across different articles. So then I connected to Webflow, and then it literally went in. It changed the title for me. It connected to Webflow. It can go in, change CMS items in Webflow. If you know how it works, it's basically like a database. So it changed the titles for me. So this is something I could see having a run every day, or maybe at least every few days, to do some SEO research, see where we could potentially make changes or improvements to our website. And it'll also suggest like articles or pages we could have in the future, which we could potentially programmatically create. So there's a lot we can do. And like I said before, all of what it's doing and my feedback to it is saved in the memory of this agent. So this is a really cool use case. So the next use case is something that I'm running on a schedule. So this is something that's really cool. You can have triggers. So if we browse our triggers, you can do a trigger on a schedule. You can have it run on a webhook. So that means you can have basically any webhook from any app send a trigger to Tasklet. You can do it on a new RSS feed item. So that could be a podcast, a YouTube video, a Substack, a text message, email replies. You can connect to Gmail. So those are some triggers that you can have. So for this one, I have it running daily. So every morning it's going to run a trigger. So what I'm doing is having it research the AI news from the previous day, email it to me with some header images. So this is an example of a header image that I had it email me. And then I use that to create an article on X. So this is now published, and this is something that I'd like to do pretty regularly, maybe every day. Take what it gave me in my email, publish it to X with this header image. And this is just one example of like a daily research project that I can have it do and then use the output somewhere else. So two more that I want to show you. And the next one after this is going to be the integration where you can actually let your AI make phone calls, let the agent make phone calls. So here we connected to Haygen. And this is what I was saying before, where the integrations are what makes this so powerful. So because it's connected to Haygen, it can access the Haygen API. And then we can use the Haygen API to create UGC ads. And what makes this so powerful is I don't have to understand anything at all about the Haygen API. I can just ask it to connect, get an API key so that it's connected via API, and then the agent is going to research the documentation and understand how it works. Now, you can ask questions about what's possible, but you don't have to understand all of the details of how to do the integration. So let me just show you the final result. I just did a quick test asking it to create a UGC style 10-second video showcasing a modern electric toothbrush. So I can show you the video
I
real
found
quick.
the sleekest electric toothbrush. The vibration is insane. It feels so clean. Seriously, 10 out of 10, you need this.
So of course, that's just a rough example of what's possible, but there's so much that we could do with this capability and this agent. And we could run it on a schedule. We could say every day we want to make a new ad. There's so much that we could do with these types of capabilities. So the last one here is using an integration to a company called Vapi. So what Vapi is a voice AI agent, and it has an API that allows us to connect it to our AI agent on Tasklet, which gives you the ability to actually make phone calls. Now, this could be used in a variety of ways. It could be used to pick up calls and then respond. Now, I don't think that you should use this to make outbound calls, cold calls, because I'm not sure what the legality of that is in your jurisdiction. You would have to do some research about that. You can basically set up through Vapi and then connect it. And then here you can see a call transcript of me just testing it out. So this literally called my phone. I asked it to call my phone. I gave it my phone number, and it said, thank you for calling Wellness Partners. This is Riley, your assistant. How may I help you? So I was asking it some questions. I said, what kind of things can you do for me? Are you an AI? And then afterwards in the chat here, it told me how long it was, what the cost was, who it was ended by, and then the recording. So you can just think about all of the different possibilities here. I think that the thing with a tool like Tasklet is that you have to think about your own use cases and how you can integrate it into whatever problems you are trying to solve. And I would also recommend thinking about, okay, what are the capabilities that you want to bring in? Like, is it video generation? Is it voice? Is it image generation? Is it creating Google Docs? That's something else that it can do, is if you connect your Google Drive, it can create spreadsheets, it can create Google Docs. So there's a lot to think about as you think about integrating it into your own system and business. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm learning about all of this stuff alongside you and trying to put everything to the test. So this was a tool that I found myself. I thought it was really useful and wanted to create a video about it. This is genuinely something I'm trying to use in my own business and thinking about ways to automate things here in Tasklet. So I wanted to share it with you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of the latest things happening in AI. Things are changing really quickly. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the link in our description to get our daily AI newsletter, where we give you a summary of everything that happened in the last day in your inbox for free. So click the link in the description. I read it every day. I find it really helpful, and I think that you'll like it as well if you watched this video. Leave a comment if you have any questions at all, and we'll see you in the next video.